Good morning, everybody. Welcome. And it's fabulous to be here, and what a lovely city this is. We flew in from Brisbane on Tuesday. Today's Friday. And we've seen Fremantle, we've seen Perth, and now we're in the lovely city of Rockingham. So thank you so much for having us. This morning I'm going to be talking about the parenting tips and tricks. And there are quite a few when it comes to this FIFO lifestyle. So bear with me. If you come down to the chairs, I've also got a tip sheet and lots of information on there for you as well. And my table's up the back for if you want to come and talk to me after the talk. So parenting tips and tricks. Really, FIFO life is an all-in life. And that means, I think, that as parents, you're either at home doing it all or you're away missing it all. And that's the way a lot of us feel, and I know we certainly did as well. I have 3 children. When we started, my youngest one, who's 10 now, was a baby, and my older 2 are now 21 and 20. And we seem to have survived and thrived through it. I've certainly learnt a lot of what you can't do and a lot of what you can do. So I'm going to share a couple of those things with you today, and we've got about 10 minutes, so let's get going. All right, so my top 3 tips, as you can see up here, are making routines, which are really important. So without routines, we can become overwhelmed very, very quickly. So there are things like letting everybody know where you're at. Fly in and fly out routines are also really, really important. So what happens on those days? What happens on the day that the parent flies out? And where do we start from? And how do we allow the kids to be able to express how they're feeling but get them back into a safe routine so they're not concentrating too much on the fact that one parent's just gone away. Also the fly-in routine. So what happens that day, the couple of days before the parent's coming home? How are we getting organised for that? How are we wrapping things up? Also while you're at home, what's happening? How is the routine changed? So we need to be talking about all those sort of things. Then we've got the team environment. So creating that team environment, from my family right through to my friends, right through to all my clients, the one thing that will keep a family together is that team environment. How do you communicate? How do you listen to each other? How do you talk about how you feel? And it's okay. It doesn't matter if you're really not liking it or whether you are on that day. How do you just accept and listen? Because sometimes all we need to do is talk about it, and talk about it with our kids. Teach them to express how they're feeling. It might feel good sometimes and not so good other times. And then we've got blending, and this is one of my most favourite things. So blending is all about being able to meet all the demands and needs and wants of those people in our family and our children, and to be able to get our stuff done as well. So, for example, my husband used to, a couple of times a week, ring through on Skype and do homework with my son. So they felt very connected, but it was also another job I didn't have to do. And then we also would do things like when we're driving around the car, what can we do in the car? How can we be blending activities with things we need to do and make sure we're connecting with our children? Very, very important. So it's not just looking at all the tasks we've got to do. How can we mix all those through together? Now there's lots of things that could be happening in your life, and I know with FIFO there's a lot of stress. So you may be the one working away or you may be the one at home, but there's a little bit extra pressure and it is a bit different. So there's some things that we need to watch out for and be aware of with our children. And these are some of these things. So just to know that something's not okay with them. Have we stopped and checked in with our children? And I think that's really important, because that will make the difference for us. Whether we're away or at home, is if we're connecting with them. And sometimes that's all it needs. But if we're finding that they're crying for no reason, they might start bedwetting, and this especially happens with boys. When they're stressed, the bedwetting might start. You might find that you're really stressed and all of a sudden the kids are playing up and you're wondering why. So it's just checking in for those signs, and you can get on top of them very early. There's lots of behaviours that might start happening and you think, where did that come from? And it could be that your child just needs to have that discussion with you, and you need to connect with them on an emotional level. And then we've got the top 8 stress management tips here. So these are the things that I think work all the time. So take the pressure off. There's a lot of expectations on how children are supposed to behave, and how you're supposed to be coping. Okay? So take the pressure off. You don't have to cope every day. Your children don't have to behave all the time, and they don't have to be naughty because there's a parent working away. So just step back from that pressure on yourself and the children. Stick with a routine, as I said, so very important. It provides that safety for your children, and it also provides a safety net for you as well. Because I don't know about you, but I know when my husband first goes away, he was working at Wheatstone, he's now in Saudi Arabia, and when he first goes away, sometimes my routine is the only thing that keeps me going, because at least it's my safe thing until I can adjust from him not being there. Ask your children what they think they need help with. In my book, I've written 6 chapters in my book for helping parents, right from the normal challenges we have to special needs. And I've also got a chapter in there where I interviewed about 20 children and what they thought. And it's really quite interesting when you just listen to what they're thinking. It's not right or wrong, just listen. Also, eat, drink and exercise. We have to remember this, that our food, how we exercise, and also what we're drinking can have an effect on the behaviour. So if you want to calm some of those things, have a look at what you're feeding your children. Are they having enough water? Because adults need more water to have more energy. Children, when they're hydrated, actually calm down. Okay, and exercise is also a really good one. Tokens and reminders. I know my son had one of his dad's ID cards that he didn't need anymore, and he used to sleep with that under his pillow for years. So that was his little thing to be close to dad. We've also got manage your own stress. Really important, because how you're feeling, your children will model that. How you're behaving, your children will model that. So just check in with yourself, and there's a couple of really great talks today on handling your own stress. So make sure you stick around or listen in for those. It's a team effort. Talk to your partner about how you feel, whether you're away missing it all or whether you're at home doing it all. It's really important to express that in a safe way, and not for it to be fixed, but just that you can talk about how you're feeling and what you're going through and feel that you are supported. Also, ask for help. Get people to help you. Also, discourage people for saying to you, oh, I wouldn't do that, or I wouldn't do that to my kids. It's one of my pet hates. People find out we're a FIFO family and they say, I don't know how you do that, and I wouldn't do that to my kids. Just disregard that, because we're not doing anything to our kids. We are living the lifestyle and the work choice we've chosen, and there's wonderful ways to get through that. And then lighten the mood and laugh. Everybody loves a good laugh. Release that stress and you'll make it through. So thank you so much. I don't think I've gone too much over time. I generally do go over time, so I'm all right. So thank you very much, everybody. Like I said, please come up to my table and come and talk to me about anything that you need extra help with. I have my phone number up here now, and just for today, it's up to you, but if you would like, I've got a kids meditation audio that I can share with you for free. I've also got some scripts I will share with you. I have a sheet of blending ideas, and I also am happy to discuss one issue by email with you if you text me today with your email address, your name, FIFO parenting tips, and I will share those with you. But you have to text me for that. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. And I'm talking again at sometime around lunchtime. So check in with that, and organising the overwhelm will be that topic. Thank you so much, everybody.